The NASCAR Xfinity Series race has officially concluded from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we see a couple big incidents and a fantastic finish with Riley Herbst picking up his first win of 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Pennzoil 250. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So, before the green flag drop in today's race, Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, Parker Kligerman would all have to go to the rear of the field for unapproved adjustments. So at the start of the race, you have Cole Custer lead the field from the inside with Riley Herbst on the outside, and Cole Custer got a great start and was able to clear for the lead. Lap number 1 would be the biggest wreck of the race. Going into turn number 3, Sam Mayer was in the middle of 3 wide between AJ Allmendinger and I think Carson Kvapil as well. Sam Mayer got loose under AJ Allmendinger and spun out, and a lot of drivers got collected in the big wreck, including Jesse Love, Justin Allgaier, Sammy Smith, Josh Berry, AJ Allmendinger, Connor Daly, Jeb Byrne, Parker Westlife, Leland Honeyman, Jeremy Clements, and Chandler Smith were all involved in the big incident. Just a little bit of a mistake right there. Allmendinger maybe a little bit too over-aggressive going into turn number 3. But Sam also getting a little bit loose caused that big wreck and incident. Tough break for a lot of drivers involved. Sam had qualified very well, and unfortunately not a great day for a lot of drivers. It took drivers like Josh Berry and Sam Mayer out of contention. So at the next restart, you had Cole Custer lead the field from the inside with Riley Herbst on the outside, and Cole Custer got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. He tried to block Eric Almirola, but eventually got the race lead. Eventually, Cole Custer and Eric Almirola pulled out to a pretty big lead. Cole and Eric were 4 seconds in front of the rest of the field, and they were drafting off each other, trying to save a little bit of fuel. And then second caution race come out lap number 16 when Chandler Smith was slow on the racetrack, had lost fuel pressure, got really slow, and NASCAR threw the caution and unfortunately would go to the garage because of it. So then, during this caution, or during this point, you had Riley Herbst, AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Sieg, Josh Williams, Matt DiBenedetto, Daniel Dye, Parker Kligerman, Brendan Poole, Parker Westlife, Connor Daly stay out, while the rest leaders came down pit road. And Brandon Jones discovered a puncture and basically could have basically had a flat tire, but they got that puncture taken care of. So then on the restart, you have Riley Herbst lead the field from the inside with AJ Allmendinger on the outside, and Riley Herbst got a fantastic restart and was able to clear AJ Allmendinger for the race lead. Riley Herbst pulled out the pretty big gap, I believe, over AJ Allmendinger or Ryan Sieg. He bolted out the pretty big lead, and coming out the final corner, Riley Herbst would win stage number 1, with Brandon Jones being the highest up of the guys that came down pit road. So then, during this caution, Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, Eric Almirola, Carson Kvapil, Austin Hill, Anthony Alfredo were among the drivers stay out, while the rest leaders came down pit road. Parker Kligerman had a terrible pit stop and an uncontrolled tire penalty, and Parker Westlife and Josh Williams also got penalties as well. So then on the restart, you had Brandon Jones lead the field from the inside with Justin Allgaier on the outside, and Brandon Jones got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Then the top 4 really started pulling away with Brandon Jones having the lead. And we saw a pretty good battle between the top 4 for about a lap or so. Justin Allgaier got a great run on Brandon Jones, and he got the lead for Brandon Jones for a second. And then eventually Cole Custer got a great run and was able to pass all 3 of them for the race lead. Then Cole Custer pulled out the pretty big lead, and then on lap 55, the next caution race come out for Brendan Poole, who had smoke coming out of the tires due to a power steering pump failure. He had a lot of smoke coming out. We all thought it was an engine failure. This would take Brendan Poole out of contention. So during this caution, Ryan Sieg, Leland Honeyman, Garrett Smithley all stayed out because everyone pretty much knew that they were basically going to be able to make it to the end, while the rest of the drivers were going to have to come down pit road that stayed out, and Riley Herbst won the race off pit road. So then on the restart, you had Ryan Sieg lead the field from the inside with Leland Honeyman on the outside, and Ryan Sieg got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead, and Riley Herbst and Eric Almirola tried everything to get around, but Ryan Sieg would come off the corner and win stage number 2. Then, during this caution, Ryan Sieg would come down pit road while the rest leaders stayed out. So then on the restart, you had Eric Almirola lead the field from the inside with AJ Allmendinger on the outside, and Eric Almirola got a pretty unfortunately bad restart and lost a ton of ground, and we saw basically Cole Custer get the race lead, I think, and Riley Herbst also get the lead as well. The next lap, trouble would strike when Eric Almirola spun off some contact from Austin Hill. It looked like Austin Hill got a little loose going into turn number 1 and went up the racetrack and washed up an Eric Almirola, spinning him out, bringing the caution out. Just a little bit of mistake by Austin Hill. Eric did, to be fair, pinch Austin Hill down the racetrack, but this would take Eric at the time out of contention for the win. So then on the restart with 29 laps to go, you had Riley Herbst lead the field from the inside with A.J. Allmendinger on the outside, and Riley Herbst got really sideways under A.J. Allmendinger and was able to clear for the race lead, was able to save it and drop back a couple positions. Eventually, A.J. Allmendinger started losing a ton of ground, and Cole Custer's car was really starting to make a ton of inroads, and Cole Custer was able to clear A.J. Allmendinger for the race lead, with Riley Herbst getting up to second position. And then the top two being the SHR cars of Cole Custer and Riley Herbst, they were able to pull away. And then they started battling for a couple laps. And eventually, with 20 laps to go, Riley Herbst got a fantastic run and side draft Cole Custer coming down the back straightaway and was able to clear Cole Custer for the lead. It looked like it was going to be a pretty easy win for Riley Herbst, but then the final caution of the race would come out with 17 laps to go when Daniel Dye ran to the back of Anthony Alfredo. A very bizarre incident started. Anthony Alfredo then goes in the outside wall with a ton of damage. He comes back across the racetrack, and Parker Retzlaff and Josh Lentz have nowhere to go. Tough break there for Anthony Alfredo. Just a big mistake by Daniel Dye. I think was only making his 5th or 6th Xfinity start of the season. Just a major mistake right there by him. That's what caused the incident. I think Anthony has something broken on the cars. That was such a bizarre incident. Thank God everybody's okay after that wreck, because that was extremely scary. An incident that definitely could have been avoided for sure, but unfortunately just a major incident crash that took a bunch of drivers who were having good runs today out of contention. Thank God everybody was okay. So then during this caution, Riley Herbst, Cole Custer, A.J. Allmendinger, Jesse Love, Eric Almirola, Matt DiBenedetto, Liam Honeyman all stay out while the rest leaders come down pit road. Connor Daly and Jed Byrne took 2 tires while the rest leaders basically took 4. So then on the final restart with 11 laps to go, you have Riley Herbst lead the field from the inside with Cole Custer on the outside, and Cole Custer got a fantastic restart and was able to clear Riley Herbst for the lead, with Eric Almirola and A.J. Allmendinger being able to pass as well. And then we saw Riley Herbst able to clear AJ, and we started seeing Riley and Eric Almirola battle really hard with 9 laps to go, with Riley Herbst being able to pass Eric Almirola to get up to second position. And we all knew that Riley Herbst was faster than Cole Custer. It looked like we were going to get a caution with 8 laps to go for Greg Van Alst, but he was slow off turn number 2, but took his car behind a wall in the garage, a class act move by Greg Van Alst. And then we started seeing the inroads. Riley Herbst was 0.2 of a second quicker, was 0.3 of a second quicker, and coming to 4 laps to go, Riley Herbst was only 0.6 of a second back and was starting to make a ton of inroads on Cole Custer, because Riley Herbst's car was clearly faster than Cole Custer's at this particular moment and point. And coming to 2 laps to go in this race, Riley Herbst was about 2 or 3 tenths back and got a great run, caught up to Cole Custer, made a move to the inside, moves to the outside, and as they're coming to the white flag, Riley Herbst gets a fantastic run on Cole Custer and tries to get the lead, but Eric Almirola, he gets a run, sends it 3 wide to the outside, and makes a move to take the race lead. But Riley Herbst goes up to second and makes a fantastic run at him. Coming into turn number 3, Riley Herbst has a fantastic run, and coming off of turn number 4, it looked like Eric Almirola was going to win the race, but Riley Herbst get a fantastic run off the corner, makes a dive bomb move, and coming off the final corner, Riley Herbst holds off a hard-charging Cole Custer and Eric Almirola to pick up his second career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory in his first win of 2024. A major statement win for this 98 team. Riley Herbst has been super consistent at times so far this year, but they've also made a lot of mistakes. And you look at the future for Riley. He's been in the running to go to 23-11 next year. This is a huge statement win, a big win for Stewart-Haas Racing, considering this was Tony Stewart's playground for many, many years. A major win for this 98 team. Congratulations to Riley. It wasn't as dominant of a win as he had at Vegas, but I think he arguably did have the fastest car in this race. He got a stage win, got playoff points. This is a really huge win. They were really fast in practice. We knew they were going to be fast today, and they get it done. Huge congratulations to Riley Herbst on picking up his first win in 2024. He earned it. A fantastic finish nonetheless as well. He earned it. Congratulations to Riley Herbst on picking up the win. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at the race results. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. So Riley Herbst picks up the win. Cole Custer finished second. Cole Custer had a really fast car most of the day. I think he probably had the second fastest car. I know technically he led the most laps in this race, but I do think Riley Herbst is a little bit better. But a fantastic day for this 00 team. Was announced earlier today that he'll be going to Haas Factory next year in the Cup Series. A really great day for Cole. He's likely going to win the regular season championship. Well, he didn't get the win today. A really great run for Cole Custer in second. Eric Almirola finishes third. I think Almirola had a top 3 car most of the day, back in the Xfinity Series for the first time after the altercation happened between him and Bubba Wallace in the competition meeting. He had a great run today, knew he was going to be a major factor and contender. He wasn't as good as a 98 in 00, but still had a great run today. He finishes in 3rd. Shane Van Gisbergen finishes 4th. This is by far the best drive SVG's had on an oval. He started back at 23rd, moved forward quickly, and did have some strategy, I'll give you that, but he was really great all day long. That 98 showed some really great pace and speed and got the win. Not the win, but a 4th place finish. It's a big deal for SVG. I think this was for sure a really, really great race. Good run for SVG in 4th. Sheldon Creed finished 5th. A great bounce back run for him today. He had some issues early, had to start at the rear of the field, and comes back, does a great job today, finishes 5th. Pretty good run for Sheldon Creed in 5th place. Austin Hill finished 6th, ran top 10 a majority of the day, was quiet for the most part, but had a solid run in 6th. Good day for him. Daniel Dye, despite the issues and causing a big wreck, he somehow finished 7th. A solid day for Daniel Dye inside the top 10. A.J. Allmendinger finished 8th. I don't know what happened. His car just faded at the end. He had a top 5 car majority of the day, but did get off on strategy a little bit. He does come back with a top 10, though. Solid run for him. Justin Allgaier finished 9th. He was my pick coming in this race because of the experience in Indianapolis. He looked good early, but didn't have the pace or speed of the SHR cars. He does, however, get a solid top 10 in 9th. Good run for him. And Carson Kvapil finishes 10th. Carson expected to be more of a contender today. I think he had a top 5 car, but never had race-winning pace. But to finish top 10 your first trip to Indianapolis, very impressive. I wonder if Junior's going to look to putting him full-time next year because he continues to impress in every race he gets behind the wheel of a race car. Ryan Sieg finished 11th. A solid comeback for him after basically coming down the road. He got a lot of stage points as well. Not a bad day for him. Parker Kligerman finishes 12th, a decent day for him. Jesse Love with the injured fender, he somehow finishes in the top 15 and 13th place. Not a bad day for the injured car, all things considered. Connor Daly finished 14th. He was very impressive today as well. He ran top 15 a majority of the event, ran top 10 a lot of the race as well, and comes home in a top 15. Really good day for the driver 26 car to get a top 15 today. Brandon Jones finished 15th. Disappointing day for a driver who looked early and maybe had the fastest car. This 9 car looks really, really good early. They made a ton of bad adjustments. They faded back. They lost a lot of the speed and track position, and they never recover. He finishes in 15th. Matt DiBenedetto finishes 16th. Solid day for him. Joe Graf Jr. with a disappointing run in 17th. Sammy Smith finishes 18th. Decent comeback for him. Jeb Byrne finishes 19th. Leon Hunman finishes in 20th. Brendan Poole finished 21st, a decent comeback after the power steering issues. Kyle Seek finished 22nd. Ryan Ellis finished 23rd. Joey Gase finished 24th. Kyle Weatherman finishes in 25th. David Starr finished 26th. Josh Blicky finished 27th. BJ McLeod finished 28th. Blaine Perkins finished 29th. Jeremy Clemens finishes 30th. Garrett Smithley finished 31st. Gray Van Alst finished 32nd. Chandler Smith, after his issues, he finished 33rd. Anthony Alfredo finished 34th. Parker Reslab finishes 35th. Josh Williams finished 36th. Sam Mayer finished 37th. And finishing last in 38th place is Josh Berry. So now we're going to talk about the overall race as a whole. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. I want to make this clear. The finish of this race, I thought, was very excellent. And this race definitely did have its moments for sure. But I really wish that this car had full horsepower. If this car had full horsepower for Xfinity around the racetrack, I would have enjoyed this race a lot more. I really was not a big fan of the Super Speedway package today because it did get strung out quite a bit. Again, the finish itself was absolutely amazing. But I really hope they don't run this at Michigan. From what I understand, they're running this package in Michigan. I'm not a big fan of that, honestly, because I think this car really does not need the Super Speedway package. I thought it was still a pretty okay, even though that, I think this race had its moments. The finish was great, but I think it wasn't overall the best race in the world. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race overall a 6 out of 10. It probably would have been a 4 to 4.5 if not for the fantastic finish because most of the race wasn't great. But for me, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 because the finish I thought was very excellent and really good. I really hope NASCAR doesn't keep lowering horsepower and we increase horsepower for these cars going forward. I'm giving today's race a 6 out of 10. So that is going to be it for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. List description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race at Indianapolis? Let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Riley Herbst on picking up the victory. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later tonight on the channel, we're going to have a video on Shane Van Gisbergen to talk about his incredible performance today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have the starting lineup for the Brickyard 400, and of course, we're going to have the Brickyard 400 race review as well. And then on Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video. We're going to talk about Haley Deegan. We're going to talk about Kyle Busch and Corey LaJoie as well, and talk about some of the other big stories and headlines coming out of the weekend as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.